We got the sideshow number 16 here, episode 16.
What would that be in Spanish?
I don't know Spanish, bro.
Neither do
I only know the American, how to speak in American. That's all I know.
Like English?
No, like American.
Like 16?
No, I don't know that. That's all.
Episode 16,
that's
mate?
German, bro. I don't know that.
Is it German?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
Yeah, I just know American. So how's everything going?
Everything's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Anything new? Anything cool to report?
I'm another year older.
Yeah, you missed the last one because you had your birthday.
Yeah, the family surprised me with dinner. Thanks. Yeah. Shout out, family.
Right on.
Yeah, nothing changed. I'm a year old, closer to 40.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't feel much different, right?
I don't feel I feel as old as I ever did.
Right. Yeah. Did you do anything cool? Just went out to eat or
had
a little party?
Yeah, that was it. Went to work after went to work that day. The next day, off tomorrow, going to Reno.
Ooh.
Yeah, a little Reno trip.
That's cool.
Yeah, first time going. So.
Oh, cool. Right on. Yeah.
Never been.
Yeah.
Should be fun.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah, I had a pretty good workout this whole week, and that was like 3 different days. Did some workout stuff. I'm fucking exhausted.
I gotta say, awesome show, awesome
Thank
live,
you. Yeah,
awesome live cast, and awesome show.
Yeah, we got the live stream down and the podcast down this week so far.
Yeah.
Now we're recording the sideshow.
Yeah, I wish the live stream was a little faster on the the comments.
Right. Yeah.
Because I was in there and I was like,
yeah, it's out of our control.
Who's Adam Warlock? Oh, he's this guy.
Yeah, and
Who's
then
Nova? Oh, he's this guy.
Yeah, it takes like a minute to get into the chat.
Oh, okay. He's that guy.
Yeah,
but still, it was fun.
Yeah, it's still fun, and it's still cool that we can actually interact and stuff. But yeah, we've only done 2 of them. Technically, one official, and the other one's kind of a test. And
I'm really gonna try to make it back on Monday to be on the next one.
Oh, cool! Yeah,
yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, we try to start around 5, but like if you get here a little bit later, you can jump in. Just let me know, and then we can have it ready, like off to the side.
Trust me, I'm trying to be
cool.
Here
Right on.
early.
Kenny was trying to do that too. He couldn't do it. So
miss you, Sugar Bear.
Yeah, word up to Kenny, word up to Jamie. Actually, not word up to Jamie. He's in TV. He's watching TV inside behind me.
What is he watching? Oh yeah,
I don't know.
The Ranch.
Yeah. Let's see.
It's
what else?
okay to be in touch with your feelings, guy. Just don't be all up in them. Love you, Jamie.
Let's see. We're going to be doing a photo shoot next week with our same model, Kristen. Shout out to Kristen. We're going to do like a tank girl theme. I've talked about it once before, but we're going to be doing that, and we got a lot of it ready to go.
Do you need more props?
Maybe. We will talk after. So like that's going to be what we're going to be doing on next week. So next weekend. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be cool. Let's see what else. I know a couple people that ordered some more shirts. And you guys should check out the shirts. It's going to be right below in the links below in the description.
Is that new logo from last week a shirt yet?
Yes, it is. Yeah. Oh. So the Freedom Fighter logo. So the Freedom Fighter logo, matter of fact, my pops actually ordered the first one.
Really?
Yeah. So he got one, and that's
nice.
in route. So
nice.
Yeah. So yeah, check out the Freedom Fighter shirts and then all the other ones that we had. What else? And then check us out on Facebook and Instagram. We're on those a little bit more. Facebook definitely the most.
SoundCloud.
Yep. YouTube, of course. Yeah, and get share the videos with people. And
you didn't forget Pornhub, did you?
Oh well, there's Pornhub, but everyone gets sidetracked.
But did you see that article? I don't know.
I haven't seen anything.
I don't know if it's
this week
real,
crazy.
But it's like Disney supposedly bought Pornhub.
I saw that you sent that, by the way.
It's like,
but who knows? I don't know. They're buying everything, so who the fuck knows?
I've been super busy too.
Yeah, and then what is it? Pornhub was going to be buying out
Tumblr.
Which is cool. Because that's what happened. Someone else bought it out, and then they changed all the fucking shit, and then it was all censored and shit. What else? Yeah. So, anyways, check out our merchandise. Check out our social media. Do all that stuff. We wanted to talk a little bit about the Avengers today and comic books a little bit. So Aaron's seen it. What, you've seen it twice?
Seen it twice.
Yeah, and I've seen it one time. So he's gonna have a little bit more memory on it, and we've both watched a few videos of different people critiquing it and stuff like that. So starting at the beginning I think that's how we should do it. So there's going to be plenty of spoilers. We're going to talk about other stuff in this podcast.
Fuckload of spoilers.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, it's going to be nothing but spoilers. So if you haven't seen it,
it's going to be good.
Turn it off.
It's going to be good.
Yeah. All right. So from the beginning of the movie, that kind of area, not exactly every single thing, but like from the beginning, what was your kind of take?
It started off like Justice League.
Okay.
It gave me the whole like, you know, like everyone's depressed and oh my god, what are we gonna do? And I mean, the whole Hawkeye scene where his family, you know,
that was literally the opening scene.
that was like, fuck,
yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they kind of had to do it that way, right? Because it was just basically all we got was the snap on the last
yeah,
Infinity
but at the
War.
last time, it's like, you know, but I mean, it's like everyone was snapped. Like everyone in his family was snapped. Like all these, like half. Like
who are you talking about? I'm sorry,
Hawkeye.
Oh, I know that was a bit. I thought
Yeah.
that was a bit much too. That every
it seemed
single
like what?
But they had to do that so he'd go out on his own and do his own shit. That's why they had to do that. Because while if say he had one of his kids or his wife or whatever,
his daughter.
But he wouldn't have done that.
I think it would have been the whole survival of the thing. We're gonna go out and do this, and he could have trained her. to be a
Yeah,
straight
you're
badass.
right. You're right. His daughter. You're true. That's true.
Because that's what they're gonna do anyway. They're gonna pass.
It's
the
just
mantle
I think
down.
it was easier writing to do that because then you would have to worry about
Dude,
where the
this-
girl's gonna be during the battle and all that shit.
This whole movie was bad writing. It was
Yeah,
really bad.
I
It was
like some of
lazy.
it, but
Oh no, there was a lot
Yeah.
of awesome fucking parts.
Yeah.
Lot of awesome parts, but I mean, there was a lot of just like, wait, what?
all right. So let's go back to the beginning. So you're not a big fan of everyone disappeared in the snap from Hawkeye's family. You thought that was a little bit much. I did get that little bit of a gut feeling, but it was still like, whatever. I get it. It wasn't something that really like was a big deal, but I did notice that. I was
mean,
like,
it was his
really,
driving
everyone.
force.
I think someone else that I saw with, I think I saw, shout out to Kat. I think I saw it with Kat, or I did see it with Kat, but I think she said the same thing. She's like, everyone in his family disappeared. Like, it's a little bit much.
But then it just seemed like, 5 years later, and no one got on with shit. I mean, it's like they didn't decide to like, you know
Yeah.
what?
Well, everyone, I mean, half the population disappeared, so they were trying to set a tone of like, it's everyone lost people. Like, no one's not affected by this. So they were trying to set the scene, and that was kind of for dramatic whatever, and that's part of like how the comic was too, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, so I feel like you're getting stuck on this.
No,
you're like
I'm not.
very butthurt about it.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm just thinking like, damn, it's like they never
Yeah.
got over it.
No,
And-
I mean, and I feel like that is exactly what the point was of the
Yeah.
way they wrote it, though. You know what I mean? They wanted it to be so it would unfold. You know what I mean? Throughout the
well,
movie.
that's exactly what they did. They just,
Yeah.
they feel so bad. I mean, I thought Scarlett Johansson. I thought Black Widow.
Mm.
I didn't think she was really in character.
Well, once again, it was because that everything. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. Is like, in Thor, Fat Thor. Come on now. So all those guys all had their own. The only guy that seemed positive out of everyone that got affected was the Hulk. He was like in his positive, emo. Yeah.
Listen to your mom.
Yeah,
she knows best.
Yeah, he got into that whole thing.
Dude.
So that was the next part
That
of it.
was
That
the
was
great disappointment.
Yeah. I don't know what it did make it cool with the taco scene with Ant-Man and him in the taco
That was
scene.
funny.
But other than that, it was it was all right. It was nice that he was able to talk as the Hulk, but other than that, it was kind of
But he didn't
It was
get all
cheesy.
like rage machine when like,
no. He never got Hulk smash kind of level.
and that was kind of I
Yeah.
kind of thought he would turn into World Breaker Hulk, which would have been amazing.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Like the Hulk, for me, it didn't really matter either way. It just really didn't matter either way. I'm not really a big fan of Hulk in the first place, and then in the movie, it was just kind of like he's just a background
In
kind of
which
guy.
Hulk? In which Hulk?
All Hulks, like all the movie Hulks, are kind of crappy, I think. And
I
even
think
the character, I don't really
I think
care
the
for.
best Hulk was Edward Norton.
Yeah, I saw that movie. I didn't like it either.
I just think just Hulk alone,
Mhm.
and then you had the Mark, and it's like, dude, you really don't look like the nerdy scientist, and Deb.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Let's see, what else is there? So we got through basically the opening. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the whole driving plot to it was the whole time travel.
Yeah, well, we're not even there yet, right? So
dude,
so the what would you say? So the next part would be when they all get together. Well, no, actually, let's back up even. So how the fuck does Captain Marvel show up in the middle of bumfuck nowhere in space and push or pick up the spaceship and fly it all the way back? So like, how did she know where they were? I don't understand how she knew that.
Lazy writing.
Yeah, I mean, that was like one of those things that like immediately I was like, wait, she just showed up? Like,
You know what has saved that scene? Is if Pepper or somebody would have said, "Oh, you found them." Yeah.
right.
I listened in on the home, on the radio thing that he sent.
The frequency,
On
like
the frequency, on the video that he
yeah.
sent us.
or something.
That would have been like, boom, oh, that's how it happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't. I thought that was stupid. The whole scene before that, where Tony and what's her name?
Dude, that was actually really
what's
good.
her name? The cyborg
Nebula?
chick? Nebula. That was good.
Dude,
I enjoyed that whole scene.
Dude, that showed Nebula's like whole journey, where she was this robot that was out to
Right.
displease her dad, and then she's like caring for other people and everything.
And she's in the movie so much.
Yeah.
And I would have never thought before this movie. That's one thing you got to credit him on. That writing was great because
Yeah.
I never thought she could have a standalone movie, and that made it like her own kind of standalone movie a little bit.
I would watch
You know what I mean?
a standalone Nebula movie.
Yeah. After seeing that,
Yeah.
before
fuck yeah.
this, I would have said no.
No. But
So,
this, I mean,
yeah.
she could fucking act, and most people were like, well, you didn't like Captain Marvel because... No, I didn't like Captain Marvel
she
because they were
sucks.
just shoving it
Yeah.
down your throat, and she
Yeah.
was just an unlikable character.
Mhm. Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
the person you got to play her was unlikable.
Yeah, Brie Larson. Yeah, no one. Yeah, I mean, she just and when she came in, so like after she saved the ship, and then she's like in the like HQ where they're all hanging out and talking to everyone.
They
she just
acted like they didn't even know her.
yeah, it was weird.
Like, that was
well, they
weak.
didn't really.
Well, but I mean, that was weak writing because it could have been like
yeah,
anything. Like,
like
I mean,
tell me, wait, how did you get your powers, or like some kind of thing, or like wait, you know Nick Fury, or you know what I mean? There could have been some more
I
to
know
that.
Nick Fury. We're best friends
Right,
now,
exactly.
right?
There'd be some more. Like in reality, it would be a total different thing. Like it just wasn't. I don't know. It felt forced. I didn't like it.
No,
I
and
thought
then
it was
to be there
cheesy.
for 5 years, and Thor's been brooding around for 5 years, and that
Well, that's after the scene, right? So like this is before Fat Thor
yeah.
still. So remember that. And then they go on their mission and they kill Thanos. That was cool. It was just a quick kind of fuck you, boom. And then Thor gets depressed. So now we're at that point where now Thor gets depressed, and then you meet him in 5 years later. And because this picks up within like a month or something of the beginning of the movie kind
But
of
that's
picks
what
up
I'm getting at. I mean, Captain Marvel should have been around. I mean, there was enough time for them to like be like, "Hey, newbie, what's up? Oh yeah, this is what's going on. I'm the fucking. At least we know each other."
Right, and here's more lazy writing. So if all these aliens and all these people are attacking Earth, and Earth has almost ended like 3 times before this whole thing has happened, where the fuck was Captain Marvel? Oh, I was busy in other parts of the galaxy trying to save shit and do whatever. It's like, well,
Those other planets
isn't
didn't
Earth
have
more important
you
because that's where
guys.
you're from? Like she's from Earth, so you would think that that's where she would go first. So I don't know. I thought that was
That's
lazy
what
as
happens
fuck.
with a forced character.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
they
you-
would like just put her in there. And she was only in at the beginning and the end. Like it wasn't like she even needed to be in the movie.
I totally forgot about her till the end. Till it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
till she
wait,
pops
look
back
at this,
up.
and it's like, oh shit, Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
Yeah.
oh,
All right, so let's see. So then we meet Fat Thor. What were your thoughts on Fat Thor?
well, Ant-Man. The whole, I mean, Doctor Strange. His whole vision came down to
A rodent.
a rodent
A rat.
jumping on the controls
Yeah.
in the van.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that was literally when that happened, I leaned over to my friend and I was like, that one possibility of everything going right and us winning, it was like that was that rat right there. That was the only difference. So everything that he saw had to have come down. That's the way I interpreted it.
Yeah.
And you did too. We haven't really talked about that too
No,
much.
it's like it all came
Yeah.
down to a rat jump,
Yeah.
just by chance
Yeah.
scurrying across the dashboard of this old
Yeah. Van.
van.
Pimped out van. I thought it was cool though. I like
No,
that.
dude, I mean, it
so
was-
then Ant-Man gets out, but Ant-Man doesn't know what the fuck happened, and he's trying to put the pieces together and figure it out. And then he meets his daughter, who's older. And
It just seemed really zombie apocalypse-y.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, if 50% of everyone disappeared now, you lost 50% of every single company, or maybe some companies majority,
Yeah.
and others had more. You never know. So I mean, that's what it was. It was a I mean, it is kind of a post-apocalypse. 50% of everyone in the world. I feel like you're getting stuck on that, but I'm saying like if it was 50,
I'm saying the glass is still half full.
sure, absolutely, exactly. But you lost think about it for the Avengers too. Like
Oh, no,
they lost all those
Yeah,
people.
everyone. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, and then Tony and that whole little back and forth with Tony and Cap.
Yeah.
The whole where were you? He's all, I lost 2 on my end. He's all, if we were together, we would have. I mean,
right.
Robert Downey acted his fucking ass off.
Yeah. Well, and so he did, and you got to remember too that he did do what you're saying. Robert Downey Jr. He moved on. So Tony Stark's moved on and lived in his cabin and
had his daughter and all.
So
that
he
shit.
did do that. Where the other ones like Hawkeye, he didn't. You know what I mean? He went and did his own thing. And then Captain and who else? Like the rest of them that stayed at like their HQ kind of thing. They kind of were going back to normal, but they were affected. You know what I mean? Like Black Widow and whoever else was with them. I can't remember who else. And then Thor went on the opposite end too, like Hawkeye did, except for he wasn't being productive. He was drinking and
he was
playing
just
video
getting
games.
smashed.
Yeah, he was hella funny, dude.
And you know what's weird? If you watch, dude, I watch so much just Marvel stuff on YouTube.
They went and found, like, they went to Thor's home, back in time. They traveled back in time. Once Ant-Man met up with them, then they figured it all out with Tony Stark. And they all went back in time, and then they met each other. They met themselves. Captain America fighting himself was kind of cool. America's ass or whatever.
America's ass.
That was
Damn
That was
right.
one of the great lines in there.
I think the whole little reunion with his dad was fucking cool.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
That was like,
oh, and then Loki getting away set it up for the TV show that they're going to be doing. Loki TV show.
That
on
was
Disney.
cool. I was like, dude, what the fuck are you going to do with
so
this
that was
guy?
a cool little hole that they made in the story.
And then he comes back, and it's like, dude, I was kind of sad when he died, and I was like, dude, really?
Well, because you
kill
kind of
Loki?
came to like him after a while. At first, you kind of didn't like him, and then you kind of start liking him the more
after
and more.
Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
And I really didn't even. I mean, Ragnarok was a funny movie, but I just think they, how do you make, the hero of the movie the butt of the joke?
Yeah. Well, they kind of have done that with him. Thor. I've kind of done that. And I noticed too that like with Ragnarok, and then you have the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then you now have all the stuff going on in Avengers' last 2 movies. That they're pushing more for that space kind of, and Captain Marvel too. They're pushing more towards that like space kind of thing instead of here on Earth.
Well, they're supposed to be doing the Immortals and all that other stuff.
I saw that.
So that's why I think Tony, Robert Downey Jr. may come back. I mean, I remember seeing something like months ago about Tony Stark becomes this Eternal, and he's like all powerful and shit like that, and he becomes a villain, which would be cool in about 5 years. I mean, if they keep cranking him out like this.
Yeah, I don't know. I the space stuff. When I was reading comics and stuff, I wasn't really into it. Like, no one even really know who the fuck Guardians were, or they might have heard of them, but no one really had their comics. Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, there's a bunch of that stuff that for me and everyone I hung out with that was into comics, we were into not that stuff. So
no, dude. I mean, people
like
were
Spider-Man, Punisher, Batman,
X-Men,
X-Men, definitely all the X titles. Like, we were into that stuff.
X-Force.
Oh fuck yeah. But no one was really, and I had some Avengers comics in Avengers West Coast, but I never was, and I always say that, I've said it on this podcast quite a few times, like, Tony Stark in Iron Man, yeah, he's a big character, but he was kind of a background character. He wasn't
He's
never
not
like
a main character.
Yeah, he wasn't, at least in my day.
Captain America was a main.
He was always more up front.
Main character,
and even I think I said it on the live stream too. Is
Hawkeye
like Hawkeye was
too.
more up front in most of the comics that I read than he is now. Now he's more of that background guy.
And then where the people are like, where's Adam Warlock? I mean, I'm like, where the fuck is Adam Warlock in this? I mean, he was supposed to, he was debuted in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. You showed him opening him at the end, and he does have a hand with Thanos. I mean, there's a few stories with him and Thanos that go back and forth. Mm-hmm. He actually made the Infinity Force or something like that.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of stuff on it. I just don't know that much about him. You know what I mean? Like, he's not like same thing when I was in the comics. I knew his name, I knew kind of who he was, but it was like
But you never really got into
He wasn't in any of the shit that I read, so it was like, eh.
It was more of those like, these are the comics I know, and I'm not really gonna fuck with these sideshows.
Yeah,
because
well,
that seems a little too much.
The few nerdier guys that were always at the comic book store who I kind of knew, or like I had a neighbor that was really into comics too, that had all the same stuff I did, but then he also liked some other stuff too, the more nerdier stuff. They always were the ones reading the fucking Iron Mans and that kind of, that kind of
oh my god, this
space stuff
this.
too. Yeah,
this explains this.
So I don't know. It's just weird for me. Like, they're not like. There's so many other characters that Marvel could be pushing that are like main names that they're not, but they bring up these weird ones.
Like Maria Rambeau.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you guys wanted a strong woman of color,
exactly.
picked her.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
Why
tons of them.
Captain Marvel? I mean, dude, you guys don't even think anymore.
They don't want to. It's because they already had. I guarantee you that what happened was they had some kind of meeting with Disney execs, and then they said, "This is the route that we want to go. What do we need? Who do we need to push?" And then they start pushing it, their own agenda. I guarantee it. All right, well, let's go back to the movie for a minute. So there was I saw on one of the, so when you said there was like little like Easter egg things and stuff like that, well, in this movie, there was one when they were all fighting, like real quick, they show Howard the Duck walking. Did you see that?
I did not see that.
So I remember when I was watching it, and I go, is that Howard the Duck? And I was like, I wasn't sure. I think it is because you could just see, because he stands out. He's a little
you're
white.
Make me watch it the third time.
Right? Yeah. But he's like there for a second. But you could look it up on YouTube. Yeah, they had
on
it.
the YouTube.
They have the freeze frame like real quick when they show him. I was like, oh shit! I could have sworn I saw something like that. I couldn't tell what it was. Let's see, because there's a lot going on in that last battle scene. Like there's a lot of different people, and when you're sitting in the theater, you know your theater, you're like, oh shit! I wasn't like right up front, but I was like midway up front. So it was like you had to kind of do that. You know what I mean? When you're looking at it. It was a good spot too.
I mean, we had spots in the back, and literally, dude, it looked like one of those panoramic pictures where everything's all squeezed in, and you're trying to look at every single fucking thing, and it's like, ooh, what's that doing? What's that?
It was
doing?
literally only the last battle scene was like that, though. The rest of the movie, you could figure out what's going on, but that scene, there's so much going on. Let's see, where do we leave off? Right before the battle. What else happened?
Time travel.
Yeah, that was all that
Loki gets away.
Mm-hmm.
Hulk takes the stairs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was cool.
Fucking Tony, Thor saves Tony Stark. So would that have been changing reality at that point too? Because
I mean, technically, if you look at every single thing that they did, in my opinion, would have changed it. So, like, I don't like it. Doesn't like that's what they're saying in the future now. Though they're saying that this will set up like all their new TV shows and any of the movies. Now it gives them freedom to write other crap. So, I mean. I think that's stupid. I don't personally like when all the TV shows like The Arrow, the Flash, all that, they're doing all, and Supergirl, all that, they're doing all these different timelines. I just don't, and like different Earths and all that. I don't know. I don't like it, dude. I think it's too much. It's like, just go to a different story. We've already exhausted these stories. Let's go to someone else. Like, let's make a new Ghost Rider. Let's do a real Punisher, like an actual budgeted one. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
There's like actually have real fucking military dudes train him, and I'm sure they have on the other ones, but I mean like actually do the whole thing right.
Yeah.
But they haven't done that yet. Yeah. So anyways, so then basically after all the time travel crap's done, then we get the other Gamora, the two of them. That was cool writing. I thought how they, because the same kind of like comm signal thing linked up.
Dude, I was just thinking that the two nebulas.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I was thinking like. Okay, so, but she would have to have upgraded software, right, to be in the future?
Maybe. Who knows?
So it's like, so would that upgraded software still run on the old system?
Apparently, yes.
Lazier.
I mean, you're talking about like a super futuristic alien race in the first part, right? So you're already talking about some crazy other shit. But I'm saying that I thought that was cool because then when the other one came online in the same time, that now if you access her memory bank, it's like sharing it through the galaxy net.
Through like a hive mind.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. I thought that was good writing. That part I didn't have a problem with.
Thought it was too easy.
Yeah. Well, hey, the thing was explained more than the rest of those things, right? There's a lot of shit where it was just left blank. Like,
so it's like Back to the Future?
Yeah.
No, it's not like Back to the Future. Apparently, it ended up being kind of like Back to the Future for some people.
Right, yeah. Let's see. So then, let's see, jumping up ahead. Oh, so now to the final battle, right? So Doctor Strange coming back, fucking opening up all those portals, letting everyone in, holding back the ocean and shit.
You went way too far.
It was fucking crazy, bro.
You went way too far.
I don't agree. I think it was awesome as fuck.
No, it was awesome as fuck, dude, but you went way too far in the movie. We got to go back to where the three meet up and they take on Thanos. When Thanos comes fucking from the past to the future and he bombards the fucking, the Avengers place, dude, and he's just sitting there waiting for him.
When they came back from when the spaceship came through? Yeah, that's the beginning of the battle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
That's how it kicks off.
Dude, the whole fucking Cap, Iron Man, what's his name? Thor.
Mm-hmm.
That was sick.
What? The hammer?
Oh, dude, the hammer was
The
awesome.
hammer was awesome, bro.
The hammer
that was in the middle of the battle, right? Didn't he? Like,
that was like the start. That was before.
yeah,
the
and Thor's like, I knew it.
I knew it. I knew
He
he
grabs
was
the
worthy.
hammer,
'Cause
yeah.
He looked like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But just, some people were like, oh, I'm kind of mad. Well, his beard changed, but he still had the gut. I was like, I thought it was cool. Fucking Thor,
Yeah.
the fucking first plus size hero. Thanks.
Did it ever really change Thor other than his outfit when he grabbed the hammer? I don't remember it changed his body.
It changed his outfit. It didn't change his
Yeah.
body.
Or his hair was always whatever length it was in each movie. So why would it change his gut? That's kind of stupid.
But about Fat Thor, I don't think he'd really be Fat Thor. Because I know I know plenty of guys that don't do shit, dude, and they just have that metabolism and they just burn through it. I mean, I don't think that Thor would have still metabolism.
Yeah. Well,
with all that beer.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and he's a god, right? So it would be.
So,
it
would.
Right. But it made for a funny character and, like, showing how people deal with the fucking shit. Now, you know that they wrote that because he wanted to do something different with the character because he's been doing it for so long. And he has re-signed, so he is going to be in another movie.
As Guardians of the Galaxy.
Maybe. They said maybe. They said that it might be another Thor or it might be that. They don't know that. They don't know. Because they said that the as Guardians of the Galaxy isn't even a thing. But the like as far as signed, but they have the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 signed, but it's pushed off for another it could be up to 5 years. They said
because James Gunn
dude, everyone's gonna be hella old and shit, bro. By then, 5 years.
That's why Disney should have just
3 to
used
5.
The snap to just change realities and just brought in the X-Men and the Fantastic Four and all that shit.
They might even end up
now.
recasting people too by then too. That might be some of it too.
That would have been perfect. You could have just got rid of Brie Larson. Nobody likes Brie Larson. You could have had your Iron Man still. You could have had your Captain America. Well, you still have your Captain America.
Yeah.
Even though Bucky was fucking shafted.
Supposed to be next, yeah. But at least Falcon is a Captain America, so at least they didn't totally go crazy with it. Here's my biggest problem with Falcon and his fucking look is those goddamn goggles. I understand that that's a comic book thing, it's literally how he is. I hate that he has the goggles. It looks stupid. It reminds me of the late 90s when the goggles were all popular and shit. It's why?
I had those goggles.
Well, sure, but that's neither here nor there, Aaron. But I don't like that. Why is he wearing them? I don't like it. It really irritates the fuck out of me.
He's flying through the sky, Johnny.
No, as Captain America is what I'm saying. He's gonna wear them. Because I don't know for sure. They haven't done it yet, but he's wearing that. Now, you know that there's also a Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show coming out to Disney as well. So they're going to probably, in the meantime, till they make their next movie, they'll probably have all the middle crap going on. Hopefully they're casting the same 2 actors, too.
But still, Bucky, bro. You had the whole pose
right
in Winter Soldier, I'm taking this shit over next. And it was yes, you are.
Well, and how is Falcon going to wield his shield? We know that the Winter Soldier can because he's got that fucking prosthetic or whatever it is, cybernetic arm, right? But Falcon's just a dude, so he doesn't have any strength, super enhanced.
And then somebody asked me, so what happened to Bucky during the whole, he's supposed to be next? And I was like, dude, I think when they got rid of his programming after the movie that they had to take some of that badassness out of him.
Yeah, probably.
So that's why in Infinity War he wasn't up there.
Probably.
Because he should have he should have been up there with Captain America and Black Panther.
Yeah, they kind of let him they put him really in the back. They
put him on the, we're not going to.
Yeah.
White guy? No, we're not going to put any white guys up here.
I didn't really think that. I just think that they just got lazy with it.
I was fucking kind of pissed off that fucking that Falcon gets the fucking shield and not Bucky, dude. Really?
Yeah.
Bucky was fucking Cap up in his movie, bro.
Yeah, Winter Soldier, dude. That movie was sick, bro.
He was fucking shit up.
Yeah.
I mean, he even fucked up fucking what's his name? T'Challa, dude. He even fucked
Black
him up
Panther,
like nothing, dude. He
Yeah.
fucking mowed through
Well, that's
him.
why he should be. He should be that, but it's their little, it's their next phase or whatever.
Gotta be woke.
Yeah. All right. Well, what else? What else happened? So we're still in the end battle scene here because that was a lot. That was probably the last hour of the movie, almost, right? 45 minutes or so of the end.
I was just mad that we'd never got a fucking Hulk Thanos rematch.
Yeah. But yeah, he was already fucked up. Oh, he held up the building. That was kind of cool.
But then Ant-Man came and he saved them all.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Ant-Man either, actually. Ant-Man and the Hulk are just not really big I know a lot of people like the Hulk, but not really big characters for me. I never really cared about him too much.
Dude, I'd figured all this out from watching cartoons with my son. It's like, well, that's not the one I watched. I know that's more like the comic book than anything.
Also, you know how we were talking about Nebula having her own movie and all that stuff. It also kind of showed that like Hawkeye could almost do it. They didn't do as much with him. I didn't feel like emotionally they had him in like the running away and kind of stuff a little bit towards the end. But I felt like they could now push a little bit more with him in the future, and I think that's what I've heard. I think that they're gonna push Hawkeye's character. They might be his daughter. I don't know. But they are going to push his character more.
I've heard they're going to push the daughter.
That's what I've heard too, but I don't know. We'll see. But then again, this movie, right, there was a lot of things that people thought it was going to be, and there was a lot of things that were different. Like, no one knew that like Thor was going to be fat. Like, there's a bunch of different things that people didn't know. And a lot of the footage that they leaked, or not leaked, but put in the trailers was just that like beginning scene. You know, that whole beginning. It's basically in 3 parts, the movie. It's basically the beginning before they kill Thanos, and then there's that middle scene where they're going in the time
this
travel.
This is going to work.
And then the battle at the end.
I know it's got to work.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what's going to happen if it doesn't.
Right. So, and then the time when he gets both the fucking hammer and the axe Thor, he gets both, and that was cool.
Just that whole battle scene was cool. I thought Thor was going to die.
Yeah, I kind of did a little bit.
I thought
because I was like, he's gonna redeem himself,
right
and then
before,
fucking
right before the hammer,
right
before Cap with the hammer, dude. I thought that he was really gonna.
I think I've heard a couple people think that too. Actually, that I've heard.
Well, this one guy, he was like, well, people don't like Fat Thor because, and it would make sense that he's weaker because I think they were. The guy was trying to explain why Thanos was stronger, and he goes, well, you got Thanos that's 5 years ago,
right.
And then he knows that his plan works.
Right.
So he's all fucking juiced up like, dude, I'm going to fucking whip this shit.
Yeah.
It's all, dude, you can't stop fucking, I'm inevitable.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
And
that's why it was so badass.
And once you're so juiced
but then
up,
again, Captain Marvel comes in and he has to take the Strength Stone just to knock her. Get the fuck. Yeah, the Power Stone. Yeah, whatever. But it was just stupid. It was like, what? Like, I didn't like that.
No.
Why didn't Captain America, when he grabbed the fucking hammer, why didn't he get a suit and the cape and everything? Like, that should have happened. Because isn't it like so Thor would be like in normal clothes and he grabbed the hammer and remember his whole shit? Not every time, but like when he'd summon the power, like the lightning would come down and all that. Because other times he'd just grab it, right, and then walk away. But Captain did summon it and like everything fuck on all the lightning and shit. He should have had like a little bit of a little bling happen to his outfit or something.
Little fucking.
That would have been cool though, right?
Little cape, red cape come out.
Yeah. I was like, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But and then Captain's shield getting smashed by fucking Thanos' sword, like cut in half.
As
and shit
foreseen.
Yep, crazy, right?
And there's this guy on YouTube that basically broke it down. He's all, dude, this sword makes no fucking sense.
Well, they think that it was. So what I've heard is it's got to be Asgardian. It's got to have been forged because he got his gauntlet thing forged there. And if you look at the symbols and stuff on it, that's the only way because that's the strongest metal in the world.
Yeah, but not only that, but
universe.
Just the way that it's designed,
right?
And everything. He's all, dude, it makes no fucking sense. And the guy made his own and did all. He's all, this makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
But then again, it's Thanos and he's a fucking badass.
Right. Because they had like little there's writing on the blade, and if you look at all the other stuff that's Asgardian, it has that same kind of font, kind of squiggly lines that mean I am from another planet and a god. Let's see what else now. You had all the people that come. Oh yeah, so you had
Doctor Strange came in.
Yep,
and it's like I could do this all day, and it's like fucking Cap's gonna go out like a G, and it's like.
Well, what about? I know one of the scenes that came up right in this area that we're leaving out right now is the girl power scene.
I knew it was gonna come to that.
It was so cheesy.
Don't worry.
It was a fucking cheesy ass scene, dude. I thought it was stupid. Like, I have no problem with any of the women and all that. Like, all those characters except for Captain Marvel, I didn't mind at all in the movies, right? All the women that were represented there in that scene. It was just like. Okay, Peter Parker. Like, it would have been cool, like, right, if Peter Parker got up and he like joined him in, and it was like all of them and him because he was right there. But it's like, you're not dying? Like, why are you just laying down? the girls have got it. It was like, I don't know. It just seemed cheesy.
Well, they had to outdo themselves from Infinity War.
Right. Oh, yeah, with the three of them in the first, in Infinity War.
But in this, I mean, they had to give him something to do.
See, I didn't have a problem with that scene in Infinity War. I didn't think that didn't bother me.
I thought it was just funny. I just thought I looked at it. I was like, "Am I watching?"
Because it was the Scarlet Witch,
Black Widow,
and what was the other person?
and the black chick from
From the sister. Was it the sister?
No.
Oh no, the guard.
the bodyguard.
Yeah. So they were all there, right? I still like in that scene. Okay, 3 women coming together on the battlefield in that scene can totally happen in this situation, but all of the women in the battle showing up in one spot and taking the gauntlet away from Spider-Man and like, we got it. It was just, I don't know. I knew a lot of people that do not really know anything about comics, do not care about the social justice one way or the other, and they were like, that was the cheesiest shit I've ever seen. Like, it was just horrible.
So the first time I seen the movie, I found myself chuckling out loud. Like,
right. I laughed.
Okay. The second time I watched it, I was actually more annoyed with the, because it was Mother's Day. I was more annoyed with the lady that was like,
This is why I hate the theater.
like 5 seats down that was on her fucking phone the whole time. And it's like, well, you can just pay attention to the movie. It's like, dude, I'm paying attention to the movie and I just see this.
The glowing light.
The glowing
Yeah.
light. And it's like, I'm trying to be cool.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah, it's irritating as shit.
But anyway.
Yeah, but anyway, there's that happened. What else? Captain Marvel then showing up and flying through the fucking main bad guy spaceship,
dude, she
whatever
went
the
through
fuck
that
it's
ship
called.
like nothing, like it was
Yeah.
paper mache. She
Yeah.
just like,
And see that now, I think that's lazy writing. So like, I think that they could have had it
Oh,
where Hulk got
hell-
really mad and
hella
fucking jumped up
overpowered.
and broke through it. Right? I could have seen Hulk
Something.
do it. I could have seen Tony Stark before he got fucking injured and shit do
you know
it.
what I could have seen? I could have seen Captain Marvel just like taking out the guns.
Yeah, that would have been better.
A lot of the guns, like,
Yeah.
oh, I got
They just
guns.
basically, I feel like they overplayed her. Like if she came in, showed up, and she like you said,
It's
took
like
out
Superman.
maybe.
It's like Superman in Justice League. As soon as the fucking Superman showed up, and I believe in justice, and it's like, oh, the movie's fucking over. No one's
Yeah.
gonna fucking beat Superman. You
Yeah.
have no kryptonite. Batman has no kryptonite. Why would Batman have kryptonite at this point?
Right, but even then, even in that movie
The
compared
bad
to
guys
this
wouldn't even
movie,
have the fucking-
but even if you're comparing those two, he still like Superman still got down and dirty and had like some battle, and it was like cool at least to a degree, right? Versus Captain Marvel, just boom, I'm flying through this shit. It's fucking done. Now I'm gonna fight Thanos, and it was just kind of like, eh. I'm glad that she didn't end up killing him, though. I think everyone would have been pissed. I think that everyone would have been pissed.
Dude, Marvel, you were gonna do it, and you said no.
Well, they had a bunch of different things that
Wait.
happened in different test screenings that they've changed.
Well, supposedly,
but I don't
there
know
was
if that was it.
You know, there was a whole like, we like Captain Marvel, we hate Captain Marvel, and we have 2 different movies. So there's
Right.
most likely, or there is.
Well, she got cut back a lot in this movie because
Dude, she
she's in
got
it maybe
cut back,
15 minutes, maybe
maybe
in a 3 fucking hour movie, right? It was long, so
with that. Can I speak to your manager haircut?
yeah,
Even
totally, bro.
Even Rocket called her. He's all, "What? Do you get new haircuts now?"
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so then what else happened? Oh, we got the female Iron Man. Thoughts?
You seen it coming because the daughter had the mask, so it's like, oh, okay, cool, and then rescue.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a little. It looked so when she was in full uniform and she
Dude, she
suit,
was badass.
She looked cool. They made it all cool like the CGI stuff, but like when she like landed and had her face shield come up, she looked hella cheesy, and it's just like, bitch, you old. Like
Honestly, I was never.
that's the way I felt. I was like kind of like old, like so like Tony Stark in the uniform, right? He's old. But he's done it for so long that he's used to the whole thing, right? So an older aging superhero, I understood. Where Pepper's really, that's her name, right? Pepper, right? She hasn't done that, and now since she just jumps into this machine.
I was never a fan of Pepper. I don't know why she was. I know they had to put a romantic thing in
Yeah,
the
of
movie.
course.
But,
I don't know. The
you know.
kid, the what was it? The one I Love You 3000 or whatever. That was kind of cool.
That was cool.
Yeah, I thought that was a cool little writing in there.
I love you 3000.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. What else? I don't know. At the end of it, and then so Tony Stark gets fucking got, And that was a pretty little sad little scene there, and you can rest now and all that. I thought that they could have actually played that scene out a little bit longer because it was sad. I felt it was a little bit rushed, but there was like everyone crying in the theater, and I was kind of like,
oh, dude, everyone was
come
crying.
on. We all knew that one of these guys is going to die at least, right?
Everyone was crying, dude. I looked
Yeah.
over at my wife, and she's all like teared up, and I was
Yeah.
like, fuck.
Yeah.
But my whole thought was, I'm watching the whole Doctor Strange part where he's holding, he's holding
Yeah.
the water, and he's like, and there's the meme
I
where
think
it's like fly up, or
right.
give it to Captain
I
Marvel.
think that they did that on purpose with Strange. Now, the reason why I think they did that is because he opened up all those portals.
This is
and
the
he
moment.
Had to be but what I thought is he had to be occupied doing that because he's probably at this current point strong enough to actually fuck up Thanos. And I thought that might be why they actually had him doing that, because it's like, okay,
Well,
I
dude,
can't get
Scarlet
involved.
Witch was fucking mopping.
Oh, that was fucking awesome. So there we go.
Scarlet Witch
So if
was
anyone thinks
fucking
we're women hating,
mopping
we thought
Thanos, bro.
So anyone that thought we're women hating, right? We thought she was
Dude.
awesome. She should have been like one of the main people.
Honestly, dude, I thought Scarlet Witch was gonna kill him.
And she wasn't supposed to be gone in the snap either.
No, she wasn't.
So she should have been
That
there.
was, dude. I think they just did that to give Captain Marvel a spot because honestly,
Oh, of course.
dude, Scarlet Witch is so much likable.
I totally agree with that, dude.
So much likable than fucking Captain Marvel.
Yep.
So that
Oh, we skipped the whole Hawkeye and Black Widow. The fight scene that they had to who dies to get the last or get the stone, right? They had to have the sacrifice. So when Black Widow died, there was a bunch of people all choked up and shit too. And I was laughing, bro. I was like, "Oh, that's hella sad." It kind of hit me, and then just because people were crying, I kind of laughed because I was like, "Come on, it's not that fucking. It's not real, guys. Come on." They even have another movie lined up to, even if it's a prequel, it's like they have another movie. I don't know. I'm kind of a dick like that, I guess. I don't know. It's like, man the fuck up. It's all a little kid.
It could have been. Oh.
So, what are your thoughts on that whole scene?
You had to get those two, and it really didn't matter because they're both spies that are down to fucking die for each other anyway.
Well, you heard that they had it written the other way, right? You heard about that, right?
No.
So they had it originally written where Hawkeye was going to die, but some stagehand or some props lady that was with the crew said, No. Black Widow needs to be the one to die because, first off, she doesn't have the family. So that's the one thing, right? And second off, this is her moment to shine because she's been, like in all the movies, never really had her moment to be like the main person to sacrifice or do anything. So they actually changed the whole thing for that.
So you changed it because the props lady.
Yeah. Well, no, but I mean, everyone heard it and they were like, "Oh, she's right. Like, let's change it." So that's how a lot of movies are, especially when they're in these kind of universes and these kind of big movies, is that they'll change stuff when they're on there. I know that Justice League, they did that. They do it in a bunch of different ones too. They'll be like, that didn't feel right with the character. Let's rewrite this part. Let's change it. So they do that all the time.
But you're the props lady.
So
You're not even.
why you got to be
fan.
against the props lady? Spin around movies.
Yeah, movies, but you haven't been to Marvel. You haven't.
Sure. Yeah, but I mean, so what? I'd rather have if I was writing it for everyone too, I would have probably wrote it that way because there's a lot of death in the movie and all that shit. So you know what I mean? Like at the end, you would have had to have Hawkeye's whole family, and then they would have been like, "Oh, your dad died for a noble cause."
Another way to
and-
pass the
yeah.
mantle down.
Sure, but they'll still be able to do that. They're going to do that anyway.
They're gonna do it anyway, but
Yeah.
that would have been awesome. Just kill. I mean, he wasn't really.
No, he
awesome
was
in
like we said,
MCU.
he was in the background in all the movies until this movie.
Yeah, because Romanoff was more in the foreground than him.
Oh yeah, for sure. You're totally right. I love, dude. I think Black Widow is like one of the best castings, one of the best characters in it, and everything.
Oh, by far.
But I get why when they did that, why they did it. Now they still could explain like we could get different characters back. Now it's like all the time travel crap just is bullshit because now they can just go do whatever the fuck they want. Oh, they can't because this, that, and the other thing. Oh, really? They just write some new little loophole or some new thing that no one knew about or some little element somewhere in the galaxy, and now all of a sudden we could do that. Or they find the genie from fucking Aladdin, and you fucking, like, who knows? You can write whatever the fuck you want, dude. It's a fucking goddamn movie.
And that's what people are asking. Well, dude, if you have the Infinity Stones, you could just wish for people back.
Yeah. Well, so now they're supposedly like, what did they say when he snapped them? They went like into like atomic like particles throughout the galaxy or something like that.
And
But
that's why he would come back as an immortal
Right.
later and be the villain.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. There's a lot of crap that happened. So what was your overall take on what that whole scene was with Hawkeye and Black Widow? With the Red Skull and all that stuff? It was kind of cheesy to you, or did you like it? I thought it was pretty cool. I didn't love it, like, by no means, but I just was like, I kind of knew what was going to happen.
Honestly, I didn't care
because someone had to die, so I knew
which one had to go. And
I
between
kind
the two of them,
and I kind of figured that they were going to do it that way because he has a family. They showed
the
at the beginning.
Spies.
It's like right at the beginning. That's literally what you see, right? So
plus, he goes back to see his so and so. He calls his daughter, and she, Dad.
Oh yeah, that was kind of. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, she comes right into the door and he's gone already. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
Marvel. Okay, props, lady, you get that one.
Props, lady, you get props.
You get props.
All right,
lady,
you had to think about it for a
I had to
minute.
think
Well,
about-
you
okay.
just heard about it now for the first time too.
Okay.
Let's see. So, anyways, at the very end, are we going to jump ahead, or do you want to?
I think if Iron Man and War Machine would have went and War Machine would have died, that would have been like fucking hey, dude, Tony, you really want those stones, huh?
Yeah.
But they weren't going to do that.
Yeah, I feel like there's just too many fucking Iron Man suit things too. Like that's another thing. Just in the universe now, this isn't that movie, but like there's always all these fucking Iron Man
Do you
suits
ever
flying
think
out.
that War Machine sits there and he's like, dude,
I got this one fucking suit. Tony's got 400,000 of them.
he's also Iron Man 1, he's had the mark, how many?
Right.
I got one of them, and
Well, I mean, and also like if you look at War Machine, they always make him like he's not as strong as Iron Man when it's the same kind of shit.
Well,
And
dude,
technically, War Machine looks cooler, like
he
more
does,
realistic.
But I mean,
I
they're
would
not
say.
going to give War Machine all the cool shit like Tony has, dude. I mean, they're always going to play the brother down.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Right, Sugar Bear?
Yeah. Well,
Right?
especially because he's not like a main character either.
Oh no,
He's definitely not.
I mean, me as a kid, dude, I was looking at War Machine more than I mean, I didn't know he was black till later. I was like,
Yeah, well,
dude,
that's how
Iron
the
Man's
comic was.
cool.
They're usually in their suit all
Yeah.
the fucking
I was
time.
like, Iron Man's cool, but War Machine has this fucking Gatling gun on his back. And
Yeah.
he's fucking rocking.
Yeah, of
He's
course,
fucking
right?
badass.
Well,
Look
yeah,
at him.
and why? I mean, like he's golden red Iron Man. Like it's kind of fucking lame.
You have like dark gray and like a silver, like a fucking titanium color, and it's like, dude, War Machine
Way
looks
cooler
pimp.
look. Yep. Yeah. Well, the comic world was so much different back then. You know
Dude,
what I mean?
the comic book world was like, I mean, you didn't care if fucking dude was wearing a fucking red underwear, over his leotard and shit. Dude, you were like, dude, this guy could fuck shit up.
They still do that. Not as much though. Not as much as they used to. Now they just do like the whole One Piece kind of thing a lot of
Yeah,
times.
Superman, you did change the fucking.
Yeah.
There's no red Speedo anymore.
It's all Superman's fault.
It's all your fault. It's all your fault, Batman. Tim
So
Burton, Batman.
let's see what was right. So there's did we miss anything? So they got the death of Tony Stark, kind of a tearjerker, and then after that, what else?
So my
I know the
question
funeral
is-
part, but I don't remember.
So my question is, Tony Stark made the gauntlet out of what?
his own shit, whatever it was. I don't know.
So if he made the gauntlet, why didn't he take the stones, bounce from Thanos, go get Captain Marvel, who could have took the energy, got his nanomachines, fucking turned it into a fucking gauntlet, and she could have snapped it herself.
You know what would have been awesome if she did that and killed herself, but then stopped everything, that we never have to see her again. Then I would have
Dude.
accepted her. I would have been
Dude,
like,
that
yes,
would've been-
that would have been cool. I just thought of it. So yeah, there's so many. They're like, yeah, we could get hella nerded out and like go through every little detail, but let's get to the very end of this. So like, unless you think of something else, the funeral scene, like what that was kind of weird. It
It
didn't
was
feel
cool to see everyone
yeah.
throughout the years.
But it wasn't it kind of weird how like each one was kind of sectioned in their own little spot. Like it was too planned out. It didn't feel organic-y, kind of like.
It was
to
like
me,
their own little
felt-
movie.
Yeah,
It's like, this is
kinda
your little
weird.
universe,
Yeah.
your little universe.
And then the
It's-
kid from Iron Man 3 who looked like a fucking goth kid from the 80s. It was like I didn't even know who he was. I had to find out when I got home.
did.
I didn't know.
I seen him. I was like,
didn't look-
looking. I was like,
Yeah.
that's not Peter Parker. I was like,
Yeah, that's who I
the
thought
kid.
it was at first. I'm like, what's up with his hair, bro?
But I was like, dude, but he was with fucking Melissa
Right.
Tomei down.
Yep,
I was like,
yep.
dude, that's the kid from Iron Man 3.
Yeah. That was kind of weird.
And why wasn't Captain Marvel with fucking Samuel L. and the other chick from S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Well, she was like standing by herself, and then Samuel walked in. Nick Fury walked in. Remember, he was like separate, like he was in the house for a second.
But he never. I mean, there was never that connection like they ever did a movie or anything. Like,
oh
hey,
yeah,
what's up? Hey, what's up, homie?
And they didn't have the main Shield guy, the guy from the TV show Agents of Shield. He should have been standing.
Agent Coulson.
Yeah.
What the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
You should have had some hand in it.
Like he could have just been there for that little cameo right in the back. You know what I mean? I know. I thought I just finished, and it was funny because I think it was like 2 weeks before that I finished watching the Agents of Shield on Netflix, and so I was like, "Wait,
how is that?"
It's all right. It's all right. The only thing that's cool about it is it plays off of the same universe. That's it. But do I recommend it to see? Maybe only if you're a really diehard comic book fan. I don't really. It's more just gunplay and like kind of turns into like mutant kind of fighting kind of stuff a little bit in there. I don't know. I don't really recommend it. Honestly, I don't recommend any of the comic book TV shows and barely any of the movies. I just think they're all kind of crappy. That's
People
my
sat
take.
there and they're like, dude, you didn't like Endgame? I'm like, no, I didn't.
See, I liked Endgame, so I would. So if you thought it was
Infinity
garbage.
War was better.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I think Infinity War is better overall. Yeah. But I don't think it was like a trash ass movie. I just didn't like.
I just think it wasn't as good as.
I just thought it was just all right. I thought it was good.
It was entertaining. That's all it did.
Yeah.
But then again, I did watch The Predator, and I did give it praise when I first saw it. Then I watched it about 3 times, and I'm like, "Fuck, this movie's really bad."
You were just on the hype because it's a Predator.
Well, I was just excited, like, dude, we're gonna get a Predator movie. Shane Black, this motherfucker's in the first one.
Dude,
Shane Black, my nigga. What?
I couldn't do it, dude.
And
I didn't
watched
watch it,
and I'm like, dude, really?
Yeah, everyone loves the first Predator movie. The second one was alright. Like, I don't hate it. And then after that,
Predators was. Like, I like Predators.
For me, they just went.
I like Predators.
I saw all those in the theater too.
So
I didn't like them.
No, it was.
But I love the Predator, like as a character, as a species of alien and all that. He's like the baddest ass one, right? Like, but I don't know. They fall short for me. So, any other parts on Infinity War, real quick, before we go on to something else? Is there anything else that kind of stuck out to you, or any other problems with the movie? I mean, I would say it's a good movie. I wouldn't say it's a great movie. If you've been invested in all the comic book movies, most people will probably disagree and be like, "No, it was great." But I just honestly, I don't know. I didn't like it.
I thought we deserved more.
Yeah, and not length of movie. You just meant like the content. Yeah, because the movie was long as fuck.
I wanted quality, not quantity
right.
At this point.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people were saying. They're like, dude, this movie was fucking long.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was 3-something hours. So.
And you could have sat there and you could have done so much other things into the whole time travel thing and the whole recruitment thing. And, I mean, you could have just fucking just played right off of fucking their loss and, like, we got to find this motherfucker, yeah. And everybody's all riled up and they're like, yeah, fucking some murder-kill music and... It's like fucking fizzled out. And
what do you think of any of these ones where they're going now? Like we were just talking about a minute ago about how they're moving into space and all that. Are you really excited about that, or you don't really care, or you don't like it, or whatever?
I think I'm at the end game.
Yeah, I'm basically I'm out. Like I think I'm done
because I've seen number one, dude. At the end of Infinity War, when everybody died, people were like, what's going to happen? Oh, my God. And it's like, you guys haven't paid attention to anything to where Disney laid out their whole fucking phases to this shit. And you have a whole Black Panther 2, Guardians fucking 3, fucking
yeah, I love
2.
that. Did you notice that, like, when you're watching the movie and the people that aren't really in the know about what's going on are watching a Spider-Man 2 trailer when he's dead? So it's like you just gave it away for everyone that they're all coming back. Or at least Parker was. Oh, there we go. What was it about Peter Parker? That was the part I wanted to bring up. So how is it when he comes back at the end that all his kids in his class are the same age?
All of his friends.
So the only way you can justify that is they all got in the snap.
But then I heard someone
like Hawkeye's family.
But I heard it was pre-snap. I heard they were coming back from the snap.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Well, how would every single one be snapped?
Yeah, that's true.
That's all I'm saying.
That's true.
That I would say is more lazy writing than the Hawkeye stuff. In my opinion.
Me, I was thinking the whole like Well,
and they
you know,
might
what
explain
happened?
it in the next Spider-Man, like, oh my God, it was so crazy, everything was dark when we got snapped or whatever. They might say something about it. I have a feeling they're gonna say something.
Because I seen one theory to where it was, Spider-Man Far From Home was pre-snap, and somebody's like, "Whoa, it's post-snap," and I'm like,
I heard,
whoa.
yeah, this is supposed to be the next thing, the next one. That's what I've always heard.
But somebody
after.
was like, "Dude, they're on the bus, and they're coming back from their trip," and I
Right.
was like, "Dude, wait, what?"
No, that wasn't even the same. Like, this one's in England, right, or something, right?
No, when they're coming back from Spider-Man. So what they're saying is Spider-Man Far From Home took place before Infinity War.
I'm not buying this.
And so so that's what I'm saying. I'm like, dude, I
That
don't
makes
know
zero
about-
sense at all.
So they're coming back from their trip. So they're saying that this movie.
but maybe,
that
I don't
happened
fucking know.
before.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it's like,
But
wait,
so that
what?
still has nothing to do with the Avengers movie, right? When they come back and they're all at the same fucking age and they're all together in school.
Weird.
So that had nothing to do with the Spider-Man movie. But the Spider-Man movie, nonetheless, like I said, is why would you fucking play that as a trailer when he's dead in this movie? It's like, just give away, show your hand, basically. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna play these
Yeah.
cards.
Yeah, because my friend that I went and saw it, she's not really into any of the comic book stuff other than what I've showed her, right? So she's not really in the know. And she's like, hello, Spider-Man's dead. Like, what the fuck? Obviously, he's coming back to life. So it was funny going with someone that really knows nothing about the movies or the comics.
Yeah, there's that light switch going off. Like, wait a minute. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I told my buddies that are, they love these movies and they try to do them. And I'm like, dude, you need a continuity inspector because what you're talking about doesn't make sense, dude. I mean, what people hate about going to the movies nowadays is it takes them out of the movie. I go to a movie to fucking watch a movie and, to get rid of this reality for a fucking few hours. I don't want to go watch Star Wars and fucking be introduced, be fucking shown SJW fucking politics the whole time. That's not what fucking Star Wars is to me. And honestly, it's made me grow up. I don't even like Star Wars anymore.
Yeah.
I don't even
All the new ones are pretty trash.
I don't even.
For the most part. There's a few that I like, and there's stuff that I like about some of them. But
trust me,
for the most part,
dude,
I'm not you're not as excited as you were. Like, where it used to be like,
dude,
yes! Now it's
they
like,
look amazing. Dude, back when the
Oh, yeah.
prequels came out, dude, you could ask me. I was fucking pumped, dude. Fucking episode 1. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, I went to all of them and watched them all in the theater. Like,
Episode
opening
2,
week.
fucking
Yeah.
pumped. Episode 3. Dude, I bought so much shit. So much shit for my episode 3.
I feel like episode 3 really let me down, though. That was the beginning of the end for me with all the whole love story with Anakin and everything. It was like this long soap opera in there, and that's the first one that kind of lost me.
They could have cut down on
half of it.
Yeah.
At least half of that. Because it was a good, 30 minutes of the movie that was just about that. Like, I remember me and who I was watching the movie with were just rolling our eyes looking at each other like, are you fucking kidding me right now? So...
And I honestly thought that Disney was going to fucking pull it off. I thought that they were at least going to have some...
Well, we've learned better because now they have Marvel and Star Wars.
And they're just going to follow what Marvel Comics is doing, and that's pushing that SJW bullshit.
Yep. Yeah. Well, some of the title, it's going to be pretty fucking hard to do that to, Punisher or Ghost Rider, some of those things. Maybe they'd have to have the other character in there, but they would be really hard to make them that way, I'm just using them as an example.
Just not putting them in.
Well, they're already doing that now, right?
Yeah. They're just not going to put them in. We don't want them. We're not going to put them in.
They're meanie pantses. We don't want them there. Right, yeah. You good?
That's all I got.
Yeah. All right. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, guys, and make sure you like and subscribe, and check us out on Facebook and YouTube, SoundCloud, and all that stuff comes out once a week. And now we're doing the live streams on
Mondays.
Mondays, yeah. And then our podcast will come out on Tuesday, and then any other sideshows or any other things we do, those are just random days.
So, yeah, I like doing the sideshows.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. And then, and also the link for the merch is right below you guys. We got a couple more orders this week. So check out the merch, guys.
Please.
All right. So we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.